I don't have like a slick intro for these.
You want me to bring one of the cats back in?
No, this is not their space. This is the one space that they can't with. Hey, what's good guys? My name's Chris. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. Today, we got a detailed look and breakdown on these potential bad boys slash bad girls right here. This is a brand new women's release for the Air Jordan 4. I thought they were called the Vivid Sulfurs, but on the box it says coconut. It is Vivid Sulfur on sneakers, but on here it says white coconut milk.
It's probably the new sale.
Maybe. I got some thoughts on that. Now, first things first, I did want to give a big thank you and shout out to all of you guys, all of our viewers. You guys have been kicking the algorithm's ass, and I'm talking about like hardcore. Our subscription numbers are up. So if you're viewing this and you haven't subscribed already, please do so. There's a button down there. You click it, absolutely free. On top of that, if you can continue to hit that like button and leave a comment, that would be amazing. That's what the algorithm is looking for. For whatever reason, YouTube will not push out your video to new potential viewers unless you have the like button and the comment thing on, what do they call it? What do the new kids call it? On fleek? Why are you so old? It's just gotta be active, okay? Anyways, just in case you guys were curious, this is the box. It's an Air Jordan 4 style box, but it's done up in, I don't wanna label that women's fashion, you know, having white and gold, but it's a women's box. So unlike the men's box, this is what the women's box looks like. And then unlike the men's where they come with the black tissue paper, the women's stuff now comes in this clearish style tissue paper with gold jump men all over it. Wow. So with these guys right here, it's a really interesting look because it's this women's version of the Air Jordan 4, but it's done up in a classic styled colorway, most notably the original 1989 fire red color blocking. So we've had a couple of different renditions of the Air Jordan 4 like this. Most recently, the fire reds did come out, what was that, 2020? Not only have we had the fire reds return, and then we now have these guys right here. There has also been a women's like white, and I can't remember what they called it, but remember the green ones that we reviewed? Way back in the day, like not way back in the day, but just way back in the YouTube days, there was also the Air Jordan 4 Motorsport. So that was originally an exclusive for the Motorsport team that eventually released as a general release. So far we've got 4, if you include the fire reds, total versions of the Air Jordan 4 with this style color blocking, which I think is a good move. Use original style color blocking, swap that color out with anything, and you've got almost an instant hit with both the new generation and the old generation because this is familiar but new. Now, as far as this shoe is concerned, the outsole is very standard. It's the Air Jordan 4 outsole done up in, like, this doesn't look good. There's something about these that is really off. It's not necessarily the shape, even though that is one of the things, but I think this cream look or whatever, this coconut milk, doesn't match with this sulfur color. It's not that it doesn't match because it doesn't necessarily need to, it's that it's such a odd contrast that it looks bad. Like, I've gotten used to this whole pre-vintage thing. It doesn't look good here, man. Like, it just doesn't match. They should have been white, straight up. Now, moving on up, we do have a polyurethane midsole. Inside the forefoot is an encapsulated air sole unit. Inside the rear, you can actually see it's visible air. Ooh. Now, the midsole is where things really get thrown off, at least for me. I really don't think this sulfur color, or it kind of looks like mustard, honestly, but like this color does not go well with this coconut milk. I don't know, the sail, whatever it is, this off-white. On top of that, I thought that this was originally black, like all of these accents and stuff. It looks like they're like super dark gray.
Yeah, I wouldn't consider that black.
It's gray.
It's like a charcoal.
Yeah. Now the upper on these guys is where probably the best part of them lies, where the materials are okay. They're not nice or anything. I say the best part very loosely. It is Jordan brand quality, or at least modern day Jordan brand quality. So if you're watching this in the future and you're thinking, what the f is he talking about? Back in 2024, this was standard Jordan brand stuff. But like I was saying, the materials are just kind of okay. The part where you really start to like, I don't know, like dislike the materials when you press on it, it really wrinkles up in a weird way. So that polyurethane coat doesn't seem to be the nicest of the versions that they can do. Like, I think we just reviewed the women's Jordan 4 and they were like kind of like an off-white with the gold accents. That one's materials were really nice. They were like elegant and all that stuff. This is like a step down from that, but a step up if we were to compare them with these guys. And we are going to talk about these very soon. These are such a disappointment. Now, one of the things to note with these women releases is that they are not the modern shape that we've been seeing since the Nike SB Air Jordan 4 collab. They have also used or reused that type of shape over with the Bread Reimagines and all that stuff. They don't have the widow's peaks. The toes are a little bit different, like the paneling and the overall structure is just a little bit different, so they don't quite look the same. They do have that weird puffy tongue, so there's that. But they just don't have that same kind of feel or whatever, whether they're in hand like this or on foot. I don't know if that's because of the materials. I'm not really sure what it is, but something about these just kind of looks off. But outside of that, they've got everything that you'd expect on the Air Jordan 4. You've got the little netting lace locks down here right at the bottom, also known as lace crowns. They continue that over in the back section with the lockdown wings. This is also the first Air Jordan where Tinker was a real proponent for breathability and ventilation. So you could see the netting on the side panels as well as the tongue behind the netting as a micro mesh. So it's just like the originals and everything like that. It's a really cool feature. If you go and look back at Tinker's original design, breathability was a focal point. And for those of you guys wondering, no, these back tabs are not rubbery or soft rubbery or whatever they were on the Nike SB version. That's only been on that release. Well, I guess you can kind of consider those PSG 4s. They weren't quite the same. They were a little bit firmer than what you saw on the Nike SB, but still way softer than something like this. Now the insole is Dream Cell, so you can completely remove it if you don't like these. You could swap it out for anything else. Otherwise, you could just leave it in there and you'll be good to go. As far as sizing is concerned, it doesn't look like they're going to be available in extended size. It looks like the largest men's size will be a 10.5. I don't know if that's a factual thing or if that's only on sneakers, but either way, that's what sneakers says. For anybody interested in the shoe though, they do fit true to size, so whatever you typically wear, that is what I would order. Just make sure that you're aware that this is a women's release, so don't order your men's 9. You need to order a women's 10.5. That will equal a men's 9. Obviously, when you go onto a site like Sneakers, it does show you both sizes right off the bat, but if you're buying these from somewhere else, like a third party or a reseller, just make sure that you don't buy a 9 and then get them in and you'll be like, crap, it's a women's 9. And yes, I've done that plenty of times. I know that it sounds stupid.
It happens.
If you happen to be in our Sacramento area, they will have these available over at Phenom. They're located in the Doco Shopping Center right across from Macy's. In case you're not from Sacramento or maybe you're new here, well, first off, welcome. Second off, Doco is the downtown shopping area. It's right next to Golden One. It's kind of all connected. I think that Golden One or Sacramento, like the Kings, they like own that whole, I don't know what you would call it. It's like its own little like island of shopping stuff. It's very nice when you're in that little area and stuff. So if you're interested, check out Phenom. They do have a website as well. They should be available on there on the same release date or on release date. So we'll leave a link down below in the description box just in case you're interested. And with that being said, do we happen to have a question of the day?
What's the largest animal you think you could single-handedly duct tape to a tree?
Is it dead?
No.
So it's alive?
Yes, and it can use its appendages in its mouth to fight back.
Maybe a turtle.
I was thinking that too. I was
they're
like,
kinda slow.
I could probably like lure a tortoise over to the tree, you know, and then
Well,
they
even if
couldn't
you-
get away until I could just duct tape them real quick.
I'm just thinking like if you happen to run up on a turtle, he's gonna be like, whoop, you know what I mean? And like go in a shell if they don't like jump in the water.
No, I was picturing like those large ones that you see at the zoo.
You would duct tape an old motherfucker to a tree?
You're
That's
gonna duct
practically a
tape
dinosaur.
anything to a tree?
I know, that's kind of messed up. That is kind of messed up, but still, that's a big ass turtle. Or I think those are tortoises.
That's what I said, a tortoise.
Yeah, a turtle. I said a turtle.
I know.
A turtle has got the flippers.
There's many turtles.
I'm pretty sure a tortoise is a land one and a turtle.
This is like a frog versus toad conversation.
I'm pretty sure.
So yeah, I'm gonna.
So I'm thinking a little red-eared slider. You know, you hold it like this and it's just like that and shit. So like you could just, you know, and get it around. Cause my first thought was a squirrel. And I was like, that guy would eat me alive,
Yeah.
you know? So yeah, I wouldn't be able to do much about really anything unless it was so scared that it popped itself in its shell and just kind of hung out until I left. But really, I duct taped your butt to a tree first. What would you pick?
I just said.
Oh, so you really are serious about the tortoise?
I'm going to
the giant
lure
one?
a tortoise to the tree.
Why would you have to lure it? If you just sneak up on one, it's not like he's running away.
They're heavy, like they're big.
Yeah.
I'm not a big person, so
so you want to get it to the tree.
yeah.
You ain't trying to do no work. I'm just like, gotcha.
Just saying that I'm imagining the ones that we've seen at the zoo, and those things have to be like at least close to 1,000 pounds. So if I could just get it there, and then I would just run around the tree real fast.
What a I don't know what's worse. You luring something over so that you can duct tape it to a tree, or grabbing it and then being like, ha ha ha. But yeah, I guess we ask the question now to you. What is the largest animal you believe on your own you can duct tape to a tree? What a weird question.
I know.
It was awesome. But with all that being said, this is the Air Jordan 4, the women's Air Jordan 4 in the Vivid Sulfur colorway. Overall, a cool looking colorway. Not as cool as what I was expecting, but maybe somebody out there likes them. And if you do, well, maybe this will be your first pair of 4s, or it'll just be just another one to add to the collection. Thank you so much for everything. We greatly appreciate you guys coming here, hanging out with us. You guys are awesome. We will catch you guys on the next one. So until then, have a good one.